Happy Friday, sports enthusiasts. What a week. What a week. Can't say that about that Thursday night football game. Woo! Not fun at all. Welcome into Sports with Balls. I am your host, Jeff Michael. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're tuning in live, much appreciated. If you're listening podcast version, appreciated as well. So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. However, whenever you're listening, let's go. Today's show brought to you by Thiessen Law Firm, TheTexasTrialAttorney.com, 713-864-9000. You or anybody else you've known got in a car wreck, anything you need attorney-wise, call Mark Thiessen at Thiessen Law Firm, TexasTrialAttorney.com, 713-864-9000. My boys over there, they are great people. All right, I hope you won some money last night. I hope your fantasy team did good, except for anybody who had Cortland Sutton going. 0 targets, man. We'll get into that in a little bit. Major League Baseball is winning. They had a historic baseball game last night. We'll talk about that. Obviously, we're going to get into some NFL. I love some games this weekend. I'll mention those. And some NCAA games. Big weekend. Huge weekend, as a matter of fact, for college football. All right, as always, let's start off with what is today. It is October the 18th. That's right, 13 days away from Halloween. It's National Chocolate Cupcake Day. Go get your cupcake on. Let's see. What else we got going on? Healthcare Aid Day. End of Buddhist Lent Day. National Mashed Potatoes Day. Love that. Alaska Day. Mammography Day. Let's see. Necktie Day. National No Beard Day. Sorry, ladies. I got one kind of going on. We'll see what happens. National Prayer Day. Definitely get your prayer on. National Sunday Day. I don't know why that's on a Friday, but it is what it is. Ride to Work Day, which is your bicycle. Speak Up for Victim of Sexual Abuse Day. World Menopause Day. Oh, man. I saw it was Mike Ditka. Yeah, Mike Ditka's birthday today. Happy birthday, Mike Ditka. That's about it, man. The ones I get. World Menopause Day. All right, Ride to Work Day, Sunday Day, prayer, necktie. You got it. You get it, man. All right, let's move on. Let's get to some sports. Any breaking news? The Saints cornerback, Paulson Adebu out for the season with a knee injury last night in that game. What else we got going on? Jay Cutler has been arrested in Tennessee last night, which is Thursday night, on 4 charges, one of them being driving under the influence, the others being possession of a handgun under the influence, failure to exercise due care to avoid a collision, and implied consent. How drunk was Jay Cutler? Woo! And we all know Miss Kristen Cavallari is going to have a hell of a podcast to do. I don't know what kind of terms they're on, but I imagine it's not good ones. And Kristen Cavallari, she's going to go off on this. Cutler was 41 years old, obviously ex-NFL quarterback charged with 4 charges, including a DWI. Other than that, what else we got going on? I'm trying to find some breaking news that is worthwhile before we get into this MLB stuff. Not a lot. Devontae Adams will play this weekend, and so will Amari Cooper. And guys, those of y'all that are listening to this show trying to get some NBA stuff, it ain't happening. I'm not going to get into the NBA. It is what it is. So, all right, here we go on Major League Baseball. One of the best games I've seen since the 2017 Astros-Dodgers Game 5 happened last night. I mean, historic baseball game. I honestly, watching it, my son and I were up watching it. It was unfreaking believable, man. Unbelievable. The Yankees and Guardians would end it at Game 3, and it could not have been more dramatic. It was phenomenal to watch. If you have not watched this game, I rarely say go watch reruns of games. I would go watch this game again. It was unbelievable. First off, The Guardians were up, what was it, 3-1? And you've got Stanton and Judge go back-to-back home runs to take the lead in the 8th inning. It was 4-1. 4-1. Let's see. I'm going to get this correct. It was 3-1. There it was. So Stanton and Aaron Judge go back-to-back in the 8th inning, top of the 8th to make it 4-3 in favor of the New York Yankees in the 8th inning. Then Yankees tacked another one on at the top of the 9th. It is 5-3 at this point. And then what happens? Mr. Dominguez, I'm sorry, not Mr. Dominguez, Mr. Brenham, or Sheeneman. Was it Brennan? Yeah. Man, I forgot that guy's. Mr. Christmas. Let's just call him Christmas because I don't remember his exact name. Noel. His last name is Noel. Hits a 2-run shot with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning to take this to extra innings. The Yankees blanks at the top of the 10th, and then without further ado, David Fry goes deep with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. There was some defensive gems in this game. Guardians obviously walk it off 7-5, go into game 4 in Cleveland with a huge momentum swing. It was awesome. It was a phenomenal game. Defensive plays, home runs by the Stars, pinch hitting home runs. It was just a great, great baseball game. And they'll go at it again tonight at 7:08. Cannot wait. It's a must-win game for the Guardians. Obviously, a must-win game before that at 4 o'clock, Dodgers and Mets. Dodgers are just blowing the Mets out of the water. It's setting up to be this Yankees. Well, I hope the Guardians make this an interesting series, but it is setting up to be Yankees Dodgers. Exactly what Major League Baseball wanted. And I think if you're a casual fan of baseball and you're not supporting a specific team around the United States, that's a good baseball matchup. That's going to be fun to watch. You've got every star power possible, Dodgers versus Yankees. That is what Major League Baseball wants, and it looks like it may get that. Shohei Ohtani have an incredible postseason. That is with runners on. Runners off, he finally hit his first home run. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. You got to play these games. But they do have 2 of them on tonight. It is a elimination game for the New York Mets, which they'll put Peterson on the mound versus Flattery for the Dodgers. 4:08. That game is played on Fox Sports 1. It's in Citi Field in Queens, so lots of work to do, Mets. Lots of work to do. And then directly after that on TBS, Yankees at the Guardians. Lucas Gill for the Yankees and Mr. Williams for Cleveland. Yankees are favoring that. Dodgers are favoring the other. Obviously, if the Yankees win that, they'll go up 3-1 in the series, and we'll see what happens. But must-win game, elimination game for the Miracle Mets, if you will. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting run. They've had a lot of fun. I really like the Mets, and it's been a blast for them. So hopefully they can keep it going. All right. Also want to thank Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Place is phenomenal. It will be packed this weekend. It's packed on Fridays. It's packed on Saturdays. They got award-winning food. They've got food specials all week long. Go check out christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. I hope we're not having internet issues. It looks like my internet is going a little haywire right now, so we'll see. Also, I want to thank Wes Butler over at Butler CCS, Fire, Water, and Mold, helping with insurance claims so the customers can sit back, relax, and know their property and claim is being handled in great hands and not be out of anything but their deductibles. Go to Butler CCS Incorporated or Wes Butler on all your social media outlets. All right, let's get into the NFL. What a game last night. Golly, man. Thursday Night Football. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do to try to fix this, but Thursday Night Football games are just horrible. They are horrible, horrible football games. And last night was no different. The Broncos got a defensive touchdown. Bo Nix looked like Peyton Manning. I don't want to say that. That's rude. But the Broncos win 33-10. Easy cover for those of y'all that took the Broncos. And the New Orleans Saints have lost 5 games in a row. Spencer Rattler, 25 completions for 25 or 35, and only 172 yards. Those of y'all that looking for Mr. Williams, Javonte Williams, to break out, he had a hell of a game last night. Ended up with 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your leading wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints was Mr. Cedric Wilson Jr. Cortland Sutton got 0 targets. The passing game for the Broncos is still suspect. I don't know what they're going to do to fix it, but they have won 4 of their last 5 games. The Broncos look to be moving in the right direction. Sean Payton visited his old home and just stomped the crap out of the New Orleans Saints 33-10. There you go. All right, on to Sunday's games. The early game, Patriots and Jaguars. Ouch. Just ouch. I said this on Wednesday. I just wonder if there's going to be boos in the crowd. I wonder if they're going to boo the Jaguars or just the NFL in general for giving them this game. Will it be sold out? Will Wembley Stadium be sold out in London? That's the question. Right now, the line 6 at oh, wow, Colts just rolled out. Oh, I'll get to that in a second. The line sits at Jacksonville -6. I think if I'm going to play an early game, if I'm going to place an early bet, I believe I'm going to take the Pats plus the 6 on this. I just don't believe in the Jaguars. Both these teams are 1-5. It's a terrible game. But if you're bored early and cooking breakfast and want to take a game, I like the Pats plus the 6. Seahawks and Falcons, the noon games. Falcons -3. I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta -3 as well on that. They've been playing good football lately. Robinson's been getting a little bit more involved in the offense. I do like the Falcons. Kevin's on the show. Welcome in, Kevin. Saints fans, let's talk about it. Now, you just missed my conversation about the New Orleans Saints dropping 5 in a row. And injuries galore. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for the Saints. Moving forward, Titans and Bills. Bills -8.5. If you can get it at 8 all day long, maybe buy some points down to 6. Like the Bills in that game a lot. By the way, last week was a terrible, terrible week for Vegas because I think almost every one of the favorites won. There's a couple people that won huge games off $10 bets. So bad week for Vegas. But I do like the Bills -8. I would buy a couple of points, get it down to 6. Should be a nice little easy win for you. Next game, Bengals. Oh, by the way, Amari Cooper for the Bills is playing. So good news for him. Bengals at the Browns. Cincinnati -5.5. I like the Bengals. The Browns, Nick Chubb is active, will be playing this game. So maybe that's why it sits at 5.5. I may steer away from this game. Joe Burrow's been absolutely on fire. 12 touchdowns, 2 picks so far this year. It's just unbelievable. I may do a touchdown maker or 2 on that game, but like the favorite in that game as well. Huge game in Green Bay, where I know a few of my friends will be. The Green Bay Packers hosting the Houston Texans. The 5-1, and in my opinion, extremely overrated Houston Texans. I say that with a grain of salt, and the reason being is when they've been tested, they've been beat bad. I like Green Bay minus the 2.5 in this game. This is going to be a rainy 50-degree weather game. Give me Green Bay minus the 2.5. Look, the Texans are talented. Don't get me wrong. Their defense is very suspect, and they have really bad discipline on the offensive line. So if they stack them, and Nico Collins also obviously on injured reserve, so I like the Packers a lot in this game. Packers minus 2.5. Dolphins at the Colts. We just got news a minute ago. Jonathan Taylor is out. He is out for this game. It's still Indy -3. That is an interesting game. Indianapolis has been playing good football. Anthony Richardson, I believe, will be starting this game, and Joe Flacco on the bench, who played phenomenal. 71 for 108, 716, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick, and they're benching him. Wow. Looks like Devon Achane will play on this game as well. Jonathan Taylor is out. I like Dolphins. They've lost to Tennessee. Ouch. Dolphins got killed by Tennessee, one of the worst teams. Seattle, they got killed by. And then Buffalo, they got killed by. And they beat Jacksonville by 3 points. Maybe I don't like the Dolphins. That is a brutal, brutal schedule as far as if you're trying to lose on purpose. That is, dude. New England, Tennessee, Seattle, Buffalo, and Jacksonville. Buffalo's the only team worthwhile in that entire setup. The Colts, they just beat Tennessee by the same exact score the Dolphins did, 20-17. Let's see. They played Jacksonville. They lost to Jacksonville 37-24. Man, I don't know. I'm not touching that game. I'm just leaving that alone. It seems like it'd be fun to bet on, but I'm just no. No, thank you. Colts and Dolphins, leave it alone. The game of the week, the Lions at the Vikings. Cannot wait to watch this game. Minnesota -1.5. I like that line because Aiden Hutchinson obviously out for the year with a broken fibula. So the Lions defense won't be as great as it was. So I like the Vikings in that game. Eagles and the Giants. Give me the Eagles -3. I don't trust the Giants at all. Yeah, Eagles -3. They haven't even put together a solid game yet. Eagles are 3-2. They could go 4-2, which would make them one of the elite teams in the NFL. Giants fall to 2-5 if they lose this game is in New York. But Saquon Barkley facing his old team, yeah, I think they're going to give him the rock a lot. Raiders at the Rams. Cooper Kupp is expected to play. It's Rams -7. Matt Stafford getting one of his main target back. I like the Rams in that game. Panthers at the Commanders. Washington -8. The poor Carolina Panthers. Give me the Commanders -8 all day long. Jaden Daniels playing out of his mind. He is obviously offensive rookie of the year candidate. If not, has it locked in already. I like the Commanders -8 points. The Panthers are in absolute shambles. It's just a bad football team. It really is. It's a very bad football team, very bad coach. It's just I wonder what that locker room is like. Ugh. Then my game of the week, the Chiefs versus the 49ers. This is my pick of the week. Chiefs are the best team in the NFL, and they are underdogs. Give me the 2 points or just give me the money line, Chiefs. I'll take it. San Francisco, don't get me wrong. Good team. They're not fully healthy. But if you're giving me the best team in the NFL against a 500 team and you're giving me points, I'll take it. Chiefs +2. Great football game. 325 on Fox. Jets and the Steelers in a game that everybody will be watching. Could not have worked out better for NBC and the NFL. The Jets obviously signing Devontae Adams. He will be playing this week. And the Steelers starting Russell Wilson over Justin Fields. And it's not like Justin Fields played bad. Russell Wilson's just a better quarterback. On paper. I don't know. We're about to find out. The Jets defense is pretty solid. The over-under on this game is only 38.5. This is in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are 4-2. And they have the Jets favored. Jets -2. I love the Steelers on the money line. Give me the Chiefs and the Steelers on the money line on both of those games. Parlay it. Steelers are at home. They've got one of the best defenses in the league. I get it. I understand that Devontae Adams is now with Aaron Rodgers, but they're not all of a sudden going to just blow people out. It's not going to happen. I just and it's almost a must-win for the New York Jets. They fall to 2-5, and it's a mess over there in New York. They'll have the same record as the Giants. They lost their last losses are to the Broncos, the Vikings, good team, and the Bills. After this game, they've got Patriots. They'll win that one. This is the Jets schedule, by the way. They have the Patriots, the Texans. They should win that. Cardinals, that'll be an iffy game. Colts, they should win. Seahawks, they should win. Dolphins, they should win. Jaguars. They got a pretty easy schedule coming up. But losing 5 games in your first 7, not a good way to start. But I do like the Pittsburgh Steelers in that game. All right, so my NFL games, Pats +6, Atlanta -3. Bills -8.5, Green Bay -2.5. I'm going to keep these for next week so I can read them off on Monday or Tuesday. Eagles -3, Commanders -8, Chiefs money line, and Steelers money line. Maybe I'll put a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 team parlay in. Why not? Let's do it. Let's move on to some foosball at the NCAA level. There's some games tonight, guys. Some big games tonight. Duke hosting Florida State. Whoa. Never would have thought this, but Duke is favored by 3 points. 5-1 Duke over the 1-5 Florida State Seminoles. I love Duke in this game. Duke -3. What? They're 5-1. Give me Duke -3 all day. Oregon at Purdue. The line is 30. 30. Maybe take Oregon first half. That would be a good one. Oregon first half minus, it would be probably 18 points. That is, man, Oregon, number 2 in the country, 6-0 Oregon versus Purdue, who's 1-5 and looks very bad. Gabriel, obviously looking for a Heisman Trophy type game here. Needs to have about 5 or 6 touchdowns. The over-under is 60.5, by the way. Oklahoma State at number 13, BYU. This is all Friday night. This is all tonight, folks. This is awesome. BYU's only -9 all day long, baby. I think that they've covered all 6 games that they've played so far this year. I look for them to cover 7 in a row. BYU -9, give it to me. Fresno State at Nevada. I'm not touching this because the other 3 games I love. So I'm not touching that game at all. Moving on to the top 25 on Saturday. These games are phenomenal. The NCAA games this weekend are on fire. Starting tonight with number 2 Oregon, like I just said, at Purdue, and BYU hosting Oklahoma State. 11 a.m. Saturday morning, Miami at Louisville. Louisville's 4-2, looking to upset number 6 and 6-0, the Miami Hurricanes. I'm so glad that Miami is back on top. And that kid Ward, their quarterback, also Heisman candidate. 4-2 Virginia at number 10, 5-1 Clemson. Great football game. I like Virginia to cover the 21-point spread. Give me Virginia +21. Clemson, great team. They've already got 1 L. I don't think Virginia will upset them, but should be a fun game to watch and closer than 21 points. Nebraska at Indiana. Great football game. Nebraska, by the way, folks, Nebraska 5-1. Remember when we thought Nebraska was bottom of the barrel? They have a chance to upset number 16 in Indiana. That will be a good football game and maybe a staple game for Nebraska. Auburn at Missouri, good football game. East Carolina at number 23 Army. I said it on Wednesday. Army and Navy are both in the top 25. Alabama, number 7 Alabama at number 11 Tennessee. Great football game. Right now the line sits at Alabama -3. Alabama hasn't played good football. Give me Tennessee +3 points or Tennessee on the money line. Number 12 Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. 5-1 Notre Dame versus 5-2 Georgia Tech. Good football game here. Give me Georgia Tech +9.5. I'll take it. There's some good gambling games on this weekend. Let's see. Number 24 Michigan in a must-win game at the Illini, the Fighting Illinois Illini. Man, Michigan has to win that game. They're favored by 3.5. Maybe Illinois knocks them out of the whole conversation. They lose. Michigan loses at Illinois. It's over. Sorry, Wolverines. Charlotte takes on Navy. We just talked about number 25 Navy. Navy -16. I like that. Texas A&M, Mississippi State should be a blowout. Texas A&M is only favored by 18. I like that a lot. I think they'll win by way more than 20. I'm going to write that down. A&M minus 18. That might be another first half bet too. Number 8, LSU at Arkansas. This is going to be a rough game. Kevin, I know you're watching. I know you're listening. LSU fan here. Kevin, not me. Kevin is. LSU's only favored by 2.5 points. That's going to be a tough game in Arkansas. And then the game everybody's going to have their eyes on in Austin, Texas. Georgia Bulldogs traveling to Austin to take on the number 1 Texas Longhorns. Texas only favored by 4.5 points. This game could swing either way. Texas, they just look great. They just look great. I like Texas minus the 4.5. Georgia's a good football team. They're going to put up a fight. But, man, this could be a staple game for Texas. They have an easy road after this. They only have to the end of the season, they take on the A&M Aggies in A&M. So, huge game for Texas. UCF at number 9, Iowa State. By the way, Iowa State being in the top 10 is phenomenal. They're number 9 in the country and balling. They're favored by 13.5 over University of Central Florida. Kansas State at West Virginia. Kansas State minus 2.5. Give me that game. And the SMU Mustangs in Dallas favored 16.5 points over Stanford. I'm not touching that game. All right, that's going to do it. Dude, the football that's going on between tonight and Monday night is unbelievable. You've got 2 incredible baseball games taking off about 4 o'clock today, Friday, that is. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls. Thank you to Butler CCS, INC West Butler over there. Thank you to ChristiansTailgate.com. And a huge thank you to Thiessen Law Firm. We'll see you guys next week. Y'all have a good weekend.